Hi everyone, welcome to Hometalk's Facebook Live. I'm Chloe and I'm .com. And I have a really fun beachy project for you today, okay? And we're going to start right off with our giveaway question. What have you recently made with something that you've gotten on vacation? And it doesn't have, I'm going to use some shells that I got on vacation or at the beach here in Florida. But it doesn't have to be something that you found. Like that can be something you bought. Have you collected like pennants and made something with those? So let us know, and let us know where you're watching from. So what we're going to make today is I'm going to make beach pail bookends. And I have a new cameraman today. My sister wasn't available. So everybody say hi to Drake. He's behind the camera. And I'm going to have him come in and make sure he's like right here on the craft for you all, okay? So you've probably seen these pails. I've seen them at Joann's, but mostly I see them in the dollar spot at Target, okay? These are a little larger ones, so these, I've seen these, and I made this project originally with these little ones. And I learned they were not heavy enough to hold up many books, okay? These were $1, these were $3, okay, at Target. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up some plaster of Paris, and this is what I use, okay? I just buy it at Joann's, use my coupon. Plaster of Paris, at least this, you're going to use 2 parts of the plaster of Paris, and I'm not going to mix, I'm going to add it to my pail afterwards. I'm going to mix it right here. To 1 part of cold water. So don't think that I'm really fancy here and I'm using Evian. It's just an old bottle that I use, okay? So Drake, where are people tuning in from today?
We have people from Kansas.
Kansas, I lived there once upon a time. Hello, we got anybody from overseas yet?
We have 2 people from Missouri, someone from New York City, and we have somebody kind of by us from North Florida.
Oh, hello everyone, welcome. Hey, how's the weather where you are? We've got a lot of the U.S. here. It is unbearably hot down here, and they said we had a few sprinkles, but it's not supposed to rain much today to cool it down. So I put in 2 cups of plaster of Paris and 1 cup of cold water. And plaster of Paris, the chemical reaction, it will get hot. So if you are looking to mold something like around your hand, do not use plaster of Paris. Don't put your hand in this because it will get very hot and can cause a chemical burn, okay? Right on the shelves at Joann's, they have, or Hobby Lobby or Michael's, they have modeling compounds for those. So don't make that mistake. I have not. I read all the instructions, okay? And what are people telling us they've made with their things they've gotten on vacation?
We have a really cool item. Someone's made picture frames with their shells from vacation.
Oh, I love that.
We have another person who's collecting seashells off their vacation.
A lot of seashells. Well, you're going to see we're going to use some shells today. So you're going to mix this really, really well. And if you're using this size of a pail, what I'm going to tell you is to mix 2 cups of plaster of Paris, 1 cup of water, and then let it dry completely, and then mix it, do it one more time. So I'm just going to pour this right down in my pail, and this is going to give us our weight, okay? That's going to keep our books up. Like I said, I originally made these for my for the little bunk room I have for my granddaughters. See the plaster of Paris in there? So now we're gonna, if you've tuned in and watched me before, I try and jump ahead because I know we're not going to sit here and say, okay, now let's watch the plaster of Paris dry. Not going to do that. So I filled this twice with plaster of Paris, and you can see how far it is up into the bucket, okay? Now, next step is to find a styrofoam ball, and what I did is I actually took these from my Target over to Joann's and shopped for a styrofoam ball that fits well. This one was too small, this was the closest I could find. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way so you can see. We're done. Not going to mix up any more plaster of Paris right now. And I'm going to take this and cut it in half. Okay? You do not have to be exact. And I'm not really great. I know you can, if you work with styrofoam a lot, they have these great things that melt it. That would be really handy. Any other ideas? Did anybody do things with things other than seashells that they get on vacation? Next week I'm going to show you something with driftwood. So if you're somewhere where you can get driftwood, that's a great thing. Now look how that fits down in there, okay? Well, I want this to be a little bit higher. See, I mixed this up last night, so I'm going to put a little bit more of this in here, okay?
Ashley Ross had a cool idea. She made a jar with layers of sand labeled from each vacation they've been on.
Oh, I love that. I've seen people do a little jar of all the different places they've been. That is great. But I never thought of layering it in one. That's really cool. Great ideas, people. And we got anybody else tuning in from other places?
We have Will from California.
Hi from the West Coast. Hello. Okay, so this is going to harden, but I can go ahead and set this right down in here. Okay? And I will tell you what, I have really seen some adorable antique pails that have like scenes on them that are sand pails. That would be really cute, although I don't know if I'd want to like ruin an antique. Okay, so the next step, I shouldn't have put that down in there. I'm jumping ahead here. I'll start with this one. The next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna take some tacky glue, some craft glue, and I am going to spread it all over, real generous, this half of the styrofoam. So do a lot of you go on beach vacations or get to the beach? I live about an hour from the beach. I'm in Central Florida and we don't go to the beach very often. I was telling my mom the last time I went over to Cocoa Beach, I was in the water just a little above my knees, and I turned around and there was a shark like right by me, and I'm short, so that was not deep water. So I don't want to go in the water at the beach anymore, but I'll go to collect shells. And then we're about an hour and a half from the beach on the West Coast, over by Tampa and St. Pete. Those beaches are beautiful. So anybody outside the U.S. there, Drake, watching today?
We have someone from the UK.
Oh, hello. And any more great ideas? Anything besides sand and beach, or sand and seashells? People are pretty much into that, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot with seashells. We have somebody who made jewelry with their smaller shells.
Oh, now that's very creative. I have not tried to do jewelry. And I'll bet that's something that you could even sell if you're really into doing that. Okay, so we're going to spread this really generously with the glue. And I got to add some more because when I say generous, I mean generous. Okay?
We do have a cool new craft. Michelle, she crafts with Spanish moss that she gets from trips on the truck to Florida.
Oh wow! Well, I wonder what you do with the Spanish moss, Michelle. If you get a chance, tell us there, and Drake will try and see it pop up there in our feed. And everybody, it's Friday. What are your plans for the weekend? Let us know what you're going to be doing. Okay, so I've got this covered with glue, and now this is not sand from the beach. This is sand from the craft store because it's a little more like really fine gravel, and I find that works much better, okay? And what we're gonna do is just coat this totally with the sand, pressing it in really good into the glue, okay? And don't worry if you don't get the edges or anything, because you can always sprinkle more on top. Look, it's starting to look like a sand pail full of sand, and I'm just going to push it right down in there. Doesn't that look like you collected that sand on the beach now? All right. Let me make sure that there's plenty of sand before I go to the next step. And if you want, you can even take and put this glue right down around the edge, like I'm going to do right now. This craft glue. And I would normally let my plaster of Paris harden completely before I would go ahead and start gluing this in, but again, I know you guys have other things to do. You do not want to sit around and watch plaster of Paris and glue dry. So we're just going to fill this in. I don't know if you do a lot of crafting at home. I'm guessing maybe you do since you're tuning in here today. But I find the best thing is I buy these rolls of paper, from the brown paper from one of the home improvement stores. And it is a great surface, and you can just roll it up. Okay, so then roll it up and throw it away. Okay, so I'm gonna fill that in. So now we've got our nice pail all full of sand. It looks like you've been, but they're really heavy. That's the great thing, because like I said, I made these in these last year. Not heavy enough. You can find on Hometalk or over on my blog at Celebrate and Decorate, and they probably put the links up there. You can find the DIY for this craft, all the steps, and you'll see it's not this one, it's this smaller one, but you're just going to transfer to a little larger for bookends, which is what we're going to do with these. Although a lot of people, after I posted this last year, is for a beachy table. Now, next step, my mighty glue gun, which fortunately I did remember to turn it on. I'm going to try not to burn myself today. You know I'm famous for that. And I'm going to pick through some seashells that I have. And so you took this little pail to the beach and you collected sand and then you collected some shells. And again, I would normally let my glue and sand dry, so I'm going to have to hold this a couple of seconds so that it doesn't slide off because my glue is still a little tacky there. And I'm just going to add some seashells. If you like sea glass, I never seem to find any sea glass. I'm wanting to get down to Sanibel Island, where they supposedly have gorgeous shells. And I want to get down there, and maybe I'll find some sea glass down there. So you're just going to start gluing on some shells. Do we have any other crafts there, or they're all pretty much seashell things there, Drake?
There's still a lot of seashell stuff, but there is one person, sorry if I mispronounced the name, Elaine. Her husband got some aspen wood from a fallen tree in the woods.
Oh, did she say what she made with it?
I cannot see the rest.
These comments come so fast, people, they just like go really fast. If you have any questions or you want to send me any comments, you can send those. You can post them there, but I tell everybody, I try and tell you every week when I do one, times when there's like over 700, I won't load them all. See how I'm just going to glue these on? It's going to look like you collected these, yes?
Sharon's making angels from recycled glass. That's pretty cool.
Oh, I wonder if you've shared that on Hometalk. We would love to see that. That sounds really interesting. I'd love to see, or send me a picture over on my Facebook page. So what I was saying is sometimes when I go to the Hometalk page afterwards, it won't load all the comments. So if you have a specific comment or question that you want me to see, message me over on my Facebook page and I'll make sure I get it. Okay? So I'm just going to keep going with these. And you can see, if you did not want to use these, you could do, I mean, it's going to take a lot of plaster of Paris and a much bigger styrofoam ball, but you could even do this as a doorstop. You know, anytime you need something heavy. My mom's here watching today. She liked that idea. I could tell. She uses one of those knots, those nautical knots for her doors. Adding shells. For those of you who collect seashells, this is a great thing. And if you collect driftwood, let me know where you get your driftwood, because it's really funny. People think I would get the driftwood by the ocean, but if you think about it, there's not a lot of trees falling into the ocean, but there are into lakes and rivers. So I collect all my driftwood when I go up to our other home up in Ohio. And I just sent myself a really big box, so I've got some great projects coming with that next Tuesday. I'll be back at 1 o'clock again.
Stacy here has a great idea with her driftwood. She made a jewelry holder.
Oh, that would be interesting to hang your rings and your necklaces on. Mm-hmm. I don't live near the coast, so I don't have a beach house per se. But my home is like a low country coastal style house. So I've gone a little nautical and beachy. So these fit right in. And I try not to do too themey of a decor. But for my granddaughter's little room, that's okay. Now I'm gonna start opening. I know this is the boring part. You're going, okay, yeah, we got it. But this is my craft today. I didn't know I was going to be joining you today until yesterday. I had done last year. So do we have any questions popped up there, Dre?
No questions that I can see.
Questions? He's like, oh my gosh, it's going so fast, I don't know.
Although I did find that Paula Smith, thank you for your input. She said that Elena earlier with the aspen wood, she made a walking cane out of it.
Ooh, beautiful. That'd be prettier than that cane you use when we go on a cruise, wouldn't it, Mom? I'm telling tales on my mom now, aren't I? So I just really like these. I think that it adds a little bit of that beach decor, but it's also something useful because my granddaughters have a lot of books at my house. I was really lucky. My son-in-law's in the military, and they came and stayed when they were moving back from Germany, so I had them for several months. So it wasn't like they just came for a weekend. I wanted the room to be really cute. So this was a really easy and fun craft project, and it's not really very expensive either.
We have someone who just tuned in from Bulgaria.
Hello, welcome. Okay, I think we need a few more shells. I don't have very many colorful shells. I need to get to the beach. Well, I told you I need to get down to Sanibel. I'm going to put a few more of these shells on. And then I'm going to show you the little ones that I made last year that were really cute, but they would only hold up about 3 Dr. Seuss books. And we have a lot more than that. So there you go. You can add as many shells as you want, but it looks like it's a little sand pail, and I'm going to do the same thing to this one, and then we're going to put our books right in between them, okay? So plaster of Paris, if you're just tuning in, like from Bulgaria, what I'm showing you today is some beachy bookends. These pails for $3 each. Filled them with plaster of Paris. Then I took a styrofoam ball, cut it in half so you get 2 out of it, and then put glue and seashells. Oh, I told you I should have. And you really should wait until each layer dries before you put on the next, which I didn't because I wanted to show this to you as I'm falling off there. And then I just used glue. And again, if you missed it, this is not sand from the beach. This is sand from the craft store. And you see, it's almost like really fine with that than with really fine sand or play sand. You don't really want to use that, okay? And here I'm going to show you the final project when I did it last year. And like I said, you can see this right on Hometalk. Chloe Crabtree, you'll see my projects, okay? All my projects. I have over 72 projects on there now. So there you go. Those were the ones that I made last year that, see, I had much prettier. I gotta find some more of those pretty colored shells to add to these. Aren't those cute? So there was our good beachy project for today. I'm gonna bring you a couple more coastal ideas next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. But you know, if you're not into coastal, you know we have lives going on all the time here on Home Talk, okay? So thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you all again, okay? Take care, have a great weekend, everyone.